Okay, we are live on YouTube.
Okay, awesome. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining today's meeting a little bit earlier than normal. We have one item on our agenda today, Istanbul Bay's application for outdoor dining. Um, I'm not sure who would be the right person to kick it off with. I see a couple of different representatives here. I guess Michael. Okay, so typically, Michael, what we would usually do is for you to present your proposal. Various different kind of criteria around what that is, and why you think it would be good, and then the district manager will go over additional information that should be covered, and then we have a discussion around this. So with that, I'll hand it to you first. Go over the proposal.
Okay, hi everyone. Michael Kelly representing the applicant. The owner is also here. Say around say. It is a sidewalk cafe application for Istanbul Cafe. They opened at this location in 2016. They're a full service Turkish restaurant. They originally had a sidewalk cafe license with the DCA, which they acquired in 2017, had it till COVID, and then operated under the COVID rules. We're applying for 22 tables and 44 seats. 15 tables and 30 seats will be on 80th Street. Part of the sidewalk there is 19 feet, 7 inches, and we'll be using 9 feet, 9 inches of that, which is less than the 50%. The other part of the sidewalk is 14 feet, 10 and 1/4 inches. We'll be using 6 feet, 10 and a half inches, or 10 and a quarter inches, which is also
The other
smaller.
pile, wherever the other pile.
We'll have 7 tables and 14 seats on Fifth Avenue. Part of the sidewalk there is 17 feet, 6 inches. We'll be using 5 feet, 4 and 3/4 inches, leaving 12 feet, 1 1/4 inches, as you can see on the plan, where the sidewalk butts out. The other part is 22 feet, 1 and 3/4 inches. We'll be using 6 feet, 2 and 2 inches, leaving 15 feet, 11 1/4 inches. There is a lamppost there that we're 12 feet, 11 and 3/4 inches away, and also a mailbox that we're 8 feet away from. So all our measurements comply with the DOT rules. And if there are any questions, we'll be happy to answer them.
Okay, thank you. Josephine, do we have any information regarding 311 complaints in the past, or any other history with this location?
So we did check. There were no 311 complaints with this establishment. We did do a public notice, and we received one phone call about the application, and it was specific to the sidewalk enclosure. I think that the rules state that the sidewalk cafe cannot be enclosed as it is now. So maybe, Michael, you could speak a little bit to that. Um, I know this is still
Yes,
under the temporary program, but the um, program does not permit enclosure.
no, I know. I spoke to the owner about it years ago. They told him it was all right. I think that was at the time when COVID just broke out, and the people that were walking around giving out violations or checking on things didn't really know what they were doing. I explained to the owner that it does have to come down. There's no grandfathering things. There's no grandfathering any enclosed cafes unless ones that were built. So he's working on getting somebody to take it down. He fully understands that this enclosure cannot be up anymore.
The enclosures on both sides?
Yeah,
Yes.
It's not allowed, though.
I'm sorry.
It's not allowed, though.
It's not allowed, no. Yeah, he said he's working on taking it
Isn't there
down.
also another Istanbul Bay on Fifth Avenue? It's the one we're talking about.
This is the one we're talking about,
Yeah,
Fifth
is there
Avenue.
another one, is there another one
I
on
think in
the?
Bensonhurst or something.
I thought I saw it 73, no? 74?
I don't know. But this is the
No,
look.
it says spelled differently, Istanbul. Or Istanbul.
Yeah, Stephanie, you have a question?
Yes, please. Just so that I understand, do the parameters of the requested sidewalk cafe, are they equivalent to the parameters of this enclosed structure? Is that what, will it extend by that amount? In other words, will the sidewalk cafe look just like that, but with no roof on it?
I don't believe so because parts of the sidewalk cafe come out more where the
Okay.
sidewalk is bigger. And
Okay.
the enclosure is a straight line.
But the sidewalk cafe won't begin where this current enclosure ends. It'll begin at the wall of the restaurant. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other discussion questions? Joseph?
I'm sorry about that. I missed that. So, just clarify that again. So there is already, I see in the picture, there's already like an extension built off the storefront where seating is allowed. So this proposed sidewalk cafe is gonna begin where that one ends. Is that what we said? No?
No. So part of the sidewalk cafe is probably within that enclosure, and another part would come out a little bit because the sidewalk butts out in two locations.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know the measurements of that enclosure.
Okay. And the other thing in the application, I noticed that there's like some flower pots and things around the store. Would those be removed if the sidewalk cafe was approved? Only to give more space for people to walk if they had to?
Oh, they would absolutely be removed. If you wanted to keep those, they would have to be within the sidewalk cafe, and that would take tables and chairs away from them. So those
Okay.
would be gone also.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, okay, so just to clarify, the bounds of the proposal is inclusive of the flower pots, and it's the decision of the owner whether they would put the flower pots in there or not. And if the owner decides to keep the flower pots in there, that will reduce the usable space for tables and chairs. But if they decide to remove the flower pot, that increases space for tables and chairs, regardless of what they decide to do with the flower pots. The space is as in the proposal. Like that's the maximum amount of footage that Istanbul Bay will take up.
That is correct.
Stephanie, you have your hand raised.
Will there be an awning over either parts of the sidewalk cafe?
Seyran, do you have an awning there? I can't tell if there's an awning because of that structure.
So there will be clearance if there, and I don't know if there is or not, a fire escape.
Well, if there's a fire escape, there won't be an awning under it.
Just
They have different rules than DCA did. DCA let you cut a hole in the awning, which I don't see how that works if there's a fire. So if there's a fire escape, there would be no awning under it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Joseph.
I think if going off my memory, I don't think that there's a fire escape coming down on that corner. If you put up the picture of the storefront, we may be able to see, but from my memory, I don't believe that there is.
No, it doesn't look like there is.
Yeah.
You're right, Joe. I don't think so.
Yeah, looking at the photos, there's no fire escape there.
Okay, good.
But I've seen more than a few where there were fire escapes and there were holes in the awning. If I was living in an apartment and there was a fire, I would not be wanting to go to an awning to get out.
Okay. Any other discussion? Questions?
Isn't there another Istanbul restaurant that there?
Is it- There was a question if there's another location. Does this owner have another location on Fifth Avenue?
It's Istanbul something, Istanbul.
I believe this is the only one he owns.
The only one he owns.
There's something, it's similar name, but that's
Yeah,
not the
different.
same thing.
Yes. There's probably a lot of cafes like that. I do have a few clients with the same name.
Okay. So are you aware of our standard stipulations that we have in our package?
I'm sure I have them.
Okay.
Yes.
If not, we will need to provide them to you because typically how we would approve these, provided there's no additional stipulations, is that we would deny these unless the owner agrees to those stipulations. Effectively, they kind of restate I don't have it in front of me, but they kind of restate the laws and rules and regulations, but have some additional caveats for us ourselves as well. It'd be good if you guys had an awareness of that, what that is, because those are our standard stipulations.
I pretty much do.
Okay.
From a couple that I did before.
Okay, in that case, I will raise a motion to deny this application unless the owner agrees to the stipulations that are our standard stipulations. I'll open up the floor for any amendments to that, and if not, we can call it to a vote. Any discussion on that motion? Okay, seeing none, let's vote on the motion. So all in favor, please raise your hand. Cool. All denials. Okay, abstentions, recusals. Okay, it seems like all is in favor on this. Awesome. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
guys.
for having
Thank
a
you.
meeting at 5:30.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So-
We have a double header tonight. We have another committee meeting later.
Okay.
So thank you.
Next up, Michael, next up, Sarah, we will be putting this with a broader board on this following Monday. So you can come to that if you would like. We'll be presenting the same exact motion at that meeting. And then we'll provide
Okay.
comments to DLT.
Thank you
All
very
right,
much, guys.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hopefully your other meeting will be just as quick.
Yes.
Good night.
Thanks. Good night. Good night. Bye-bye.
So,
Okay.
sorry, Josephine, you were saying?
Yeah, no, so I just wanted to just share with the committee, I had mentioned to Jack, we did receive another application from Ammonia Cafe. And part of the challenge with the DOT process is that it's a really small window, it's 30 days. And the Ammonia Cafe application is due for our advisory opinion prior to the December general board meeting, which means that we have to add it to the calendar for for Monday's meeting, if we want to render a board opinion on it. So we did really try to reach out to the owner. We got in touch with the manager of Ammonia, who just called as the meeting started, and he apologized profusely. He was not able to connect with the owner. They were not able to attend, but he promised me he would work tonight on the application, on their application, and have it submitted into this office by tomorrow at 5 p.m. So I told him that it would be discussed tonight in some form, whether or not we would come up with a recommendation or not. The board has not done public notice yet. We could do that tomorrow to solicit comments by Monday. I don't know if Jack, if you want to take a look at the application now, without the applicant present.
So the application is for roadway cafe, right? So not a sidewalk cafe.
Right.
Right.
I'll share it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So I guess for the committee, like my general assessment here is that if we were to speak about the application, we will want to have the owner here to actually, get the feedback that we're providing back to them, right? And agree to any potential stipulations. Given that this is a roadway cafe, there will necessarily be a public session that will have to happen regardless of whether we approve or not if DOT decides to move forward. I'm more comfortable with doing the method that Josephine just mentioned, getting public comment in time for a November meeting next Monday, having the time here to review this if we would like to figure out if there's any additional stipulation we may want to add to the application, or just going forward with our standard stipulation that I'm pretty okay with that because of the fact that a public session will be had. That's different than a sidewalk cafe.
I thought Ammonia's on the other side.
No, yeah, Ammonia is 77 to 76.
On the.
It's on the west side. It's on the west side.
And that map is inaccurate.
Oh, It was approved by DOT. I don't know.
Third Avenue.
Okay. Chris, I saw your hand raised first.
That's,
Yeah, I was just gonna, I mean, I go there all the time. I was just curious, are they looking to expand the roadway cafe or is it gonna be something similar?
the map is inaccurate then.
Do
So
we know yet?
yeah, it looks similar to
Hmm.
what was there. I'm a little confused because I do see some tables and chairs here. Um
Hmm.
on
Yeah,
the
it's on the
on the
west,
sidewalk.
west side of the street.
Yeah, they do. They do have like two tables on either side of the entrance. I was actually there this weekend, so,
That was inaccurate.
but I don't know if that's like something they do regularly or not.
So don't they?
Oh wait, it does show side. This is the sidewalk on this.
Open, yes,
Mhm.
7.5.
Right. So it shows
4 tables.
4 tables, and then down here it shows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this application is for roadway. Hold on, let's see.
76?
7612 Third Avenue.
712, it's on the west side of the street, but that map isn't, that plan is inaccurate.
Let's see.
76, if it's on the west side, 76th Street is gonna be on the right and on the south. Right on the north, and then the 77th will be on the south.
Let me just hold on. I think we did a
Are we trying to get clarity if this is going to be an addition to the roadway cafe that's there already?
the application that we received is for a roadway cafe. The roadway cafe.
So maybe let me clarify. So as of November, this month, every single existing sidewalk and roadway cafe is not grandfathered in. So all these
Oh, I
applications
understand.
that way. So just as with Istanbul Bay, it's never an addition. It's like, hey, you have one. If you want to keep it, you have to submit an application.
I'm sorry. So this is
Thank you for clearing that up, Jack. Thank you.
yeah.
I don't go there often, but when I have in the summer, they have a huge backyard. So I'm kind of confused
Yeah.
why they would want something in the roadway when they have a big backyard. And the more I go to Third Avenue, the more scared I get with all the double parking and scooters and, the bus. It just seems, it always just seems like something bad's gonna happen there. To put the roadway thing in and then have to have everybody go around it is just, I don't know, that's not sitting well with me when they already have a big backyard that they use a lot, unless they're renovating the backyard.
All right, well, here's a photo of the what they did have during the temporary program. And so the application would be for 5 tables and 20 seats.
Additional tables.
So-
Well, 5 additional tables to the tables of there.
Inside. So shouldn't this be 2 applications, though? One for sidewalk cafe, one for roadway cafe?
Yeah, and it's very possible that the sidewalk cafe application is coming.
I see.
Because they come piecemeal, they don't always come together. So when we receive Cebu's, for example, application, one day we received, the sidewalk cafe, and then maybe 2 days later we received the roadway cafe. So if they do intend, I'm not able to view on the DOT website what applications are pending. We only receive notifications once they've been screened through the Department of Transportation's process. So, I only have the roadside cafe.
That's good. Stephanie, you have your hand raised?
The comment or the note that says does not hold liquor license, does that refer just to the roadway and sidewalk cafes? Not to the main restaurant, correct?
So I had a question about that because we could not find an active liquor license, and I was going to ask the applicant. I was a little confused by that, so we're
Because
gonna,
they do serve alcohol.
yeah. So I'm going to ask. We couldn't find because we check whenever we get a roadway or sidewalk cafe, We do check internally to make sure that the box is checked off on the notification to the community board that they have outdoor dining.
Mhm.
So when I speak to the owner tomorrow, I'm gonna get clarification about that.
Okay, great, thank you.
Can you ask them about the backyard, if they're still using the backyard?
Yeah.
Have
I know they are using the backyard, yeah. So do we wait till Monday's meeting?
Yeah, what does the committee think is the right path forward here? Because I stated my thoughts earlier.
Ask for more information.
I
I
hate to
think we should wait. There's not enough information and there are too many questions.
I
Mhm.
think there are too many questions.
Okay,
So when we say we wait, what that means is, does that mean like on Monday at the general board meeting, we should go over the details? What does that mean? We should review this at a future session, which would mean that we would miss the comment timeline for the OT.
Can we meet early, can we meet like at 6:30 or 6:15 at the senior center and discuss it then? I don't like to do that, but sometimes it's the only possibility to do it on time.
That would work for me. How about
Yeah,
that?
I could do that.
okay, so I'll reach out to the owner, I'll let him know. And then we could meet in advance of the meeting at the senior center, I'll let them know. Okay,
Okay. And then yeah, that's awesome. Okay, great. So I will probably just still draft up a standard proposal, and then we can edit it there during prior to the general board meeting. That's perfect.
okay, and I will in advance ask the owner the questions that we did go through tonight.
Can I just ask one, Larry may know that. Third
Do we
Avenue,
know,
Third Avenue, it's one lane of traffic each way or two lanes? or-
One way.
One. So you have the roadway thing and then they'll have to come into the other lane.
Take up a parking space.
Yeah, it's on the curb.
No. Not the,
I-
yeah, right on the street, take on the
Mhm.
street.
Sorry, Joe, Doris?
Yeah, I will say, I mean, it's not like this is going to be a new like it's a new application, yes, but it is an existing roadway that's been there for I don't know how many years already. So I mean, I think that should be taken into account as well. If it was something brand new, I could understand that, maybe really looking into it in detail, but since it was there already, I'm just giving my 2 cents. That's it.
You attempted
Thank
to
you.
grandfather it?
Thank you.
Or they attempted to grandfather?
No,
it?
this is a new program, new application. Um,
Doris?
Doc-
are there any history of noise complaints?
no, we did check 311 and there were no 311 complaints.
Stephanie.
Yeah, I just wanted to add background on that. This committee, from the time that these roadway cafes began, we discussed it very rigorously, and the committee was generally opposed to these. So I know that they have become accepted structures, but the committee wasn't always so welcoming for many reasons that have been outlined in past meetings, very detailed. But I just wanted to add that. Thank you.
And I would reaffirm that.
Okay, Joe.
I agree with that as well. I was just pointing out that since it was existing, but to all your points, I agree with that mindset of there is not really a need for these roadway cafes. That's all.
No,
But thank you.
understood, but and thank you for your comment.
Yeah, okay. So just to clarify, there will definitely still be a public comment session, right, for this, because it's a roadway cafe. I'm curious about the sidewalk cafe, so we should definitely get some clarity there if they had to submit multiple applications to the owner as well. So then that will obviously color what we approve, because our approval will still be limited to either roadway cafe or sidewalk cafe, no matter what it says on the application. So just need to get a heads up on that. Okay, so Staley, I know you're late. We're going to meet a little bit early before next Monday's meeting to cover this. The owner will be there. we'll ask the owner to be there, at which point we'll have a mini meeting like this to discuss that application. Okay, any other items on the agenda? Josephine?
Yeah, that was it for today. This was just a sidewalk cafe meeting, and then we'll have the next meeting. December,
Something.
December 9th, I think.
yeah, I think it's December 9th, and we have a couple items on that agenda that we'll send out. The next TNT meeting. I know that we calendared there's a resolution that Staley had brought up last meeting. We'll be talking at the December meeting, and there was a presentation as well. My mind is blank at the moment. It's just, it's been a long day, and a reminder.
Reminder that we're bringing food for the.
Yeah, and just to remind, Carmen's reminding everyone that Monday at the general board meeting, we have our annual food drive of pantry and canned food items that we do each year for St. Patrick's at the November meeting. Just a little FYI.
Yeah.
And thank everyone for squeezing this in before the Police and Public Safety Committee. I realized we had our November meeting, but the Department of Transportation's sidewalk cafe and roadway cafes have a very, very small window for applications, responses.
Appreciate everyone for joining. Thanks all for your time, and we can adjourn the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you all. Take care.